Whatever you call it, a slap, a smackdown, it was heard loud and clear around the world, overshadowing a night of historic firsts.
Oh, wow! Wow!
I was absolutely stunned.
We were all in shock, those of us inside of the theater. Like, was that a stunt slap, or was that something that was completely unexpected?
Will Smith striking Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars. The tense confrontation happening just seconds after Rock made this joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
You can see Jada roll her eyes. Smith seems to laugh it off, then gets up on stage.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
Much of what you didn't hear at home aired on some international feeds.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay.
All of us were kind of silent.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
There were a lot of people inside of that auditorium. You could hear a pin drop. Like, it was eerily quiet.
Chris Rock made an awful choice, making that terrible joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. And in that moment, what he did was the height of crass, and in some ways the height, I would even argue, of sexism. But then 30 seconds later, he models a very interesting type of masculinity where he didn't feel like he had to get in the gutter with Will Smith, and instead did his job and didn't resort to violence.
Okay. So we are here to give a documentary out.
Amy Schumer made that great joke when she comes back into the audience and she's like, "Did I miss anything?"
There's like a different vibe in here.
Did the vibe in the room change?
The vibe in the room definitely changed. I mean, you could cut the tension with a knife. It just felt different because no one really knew what to do with it.
And less than an hour later, Smith taking the stage again, accepting the award for Best Actor for King Richard to a standing ovation, his first Oscar.
I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people. I want to be a vessel for love.
Apologizing, but not to Rock.
I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. Love will make you do crazy things.
Let's look at the variety of responses that flowed out of this, right? By the looks of it from a TV audience, there was no accountability. There was no consequence for that behavior.
Will Smith was not asked to leave. Will Smith was allowed to give an Oscar victory speech. He was at the Vanity Fair after party. All of the things that could be signals that his behavior was unacceptable were not there. Quite the contrary.
As the world debated and dissected it from every angle.
They want us to be edgy. They want us to go out there and say things that other people are just thinking. They want us to take a risk, and then they get mad.
Outrage pouring in, the Academy condemning Smith's actions and launching a formal review. Tonight, Smith taking to Instagram to apologize to Chris Rock by name, saying violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. He also said jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. Jada has been candid about her struggle with hair loss due to a condition called alopecia.
This is going to be a little bit more difficult for me to hide.
Sharing her story on Instagram and on her show, Red Table Talk.
I was in the shower one day and then just handfuls of hair just in my hands. And I was just like, oh my God, am I going bald? Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the joke itself, right? I mean, it made reference to her hair. Why is that such a, in some ways, a low blow?
It struck a nerve, not just in Jada, but in people all around the country and really around the world, because Black women have had to navigate a world where their hair, as it grows out of their head, is seen as wrong, ugly, shameful. And then on top of that, Jada Pinkett Smith has been very open about her battles with alopecia. And so when he makes that joke, it humiliated her. And that's what made it beyond the pale.
In recent years, the family has opened up about their personal challenges, including a childhood touched by domestic violence. Smith spoke with my colleague TJ Holmes last year.
I always had this sense of being a coward because I watched my father beat up my mother and I didn't do anything, you know, and, you know, for a 9-year-old, that's like, it's hard to break that programming.
I've heard people who themselves come from traumatized and abusive backgrounds who say this was triggering, that this man stood up and not only apologized to everybody but Chris Rock, but then stood up and seemed to conflate love with violence.
In pursuing his vision of love through violence, Will Smith didn't just hit Chris Rock, he also triggered an entire group of people who were forced to grow up in those households. He struck a nerve with people in ways that I don't think he can fully anticipate. I want to be very clear about that. I understand where Will Smith is coming from. His wife was attacked for no reason, verbally. I completely understand why Will Smith did it. I just wish he would have made a different choice. I don't demonize Will Smith. I wish Will had done something different in that moment.
After the Oscars, the Smiths ignoring questions from the press as they walked the blue carpet at the Vanity Fair after party. Smith smiling with his family, then partying and dancing with his gold statue.
Those of us who had tickets to go to the governor's ball after the telecast, that's all everybody was talking about, which, you know, is unfortunate, again, because this is a night where a woman won Best Director, where a streaming film made history, and yes, where a former rapper turned actor finally collected a Best Acting trophy. And the thing we're talking about is none of those things.
The 94th year of Hollywood's biggest night of the year, marked by historic firsts, nearly overlooked. The first all-Black production team, led by Hollywood veteran Will Packer.
Because representation matters, imagery matters. You know, there's some kid out there that will say, you know what, I don't look like all the other 94 producers, but I look like that guy.
Ariana DeBose, the first openly queer woman of color to win Best Supporting Actress.
There is indeed a place for us. Thank you to the Academy, and thank you all.
Apple TV Plus becoming the first streamer to win Best Picture with Coda. And one of that film's stars,
Congratulations.
Troy Kotsur, taking home Best Supporting Actor, the first deaf actor to do so.
We had so much going on, and all we're going to walk away with is the slap. So in that sense, Will Smith didn't just have a moment. He took all the oxygen out of the room, and really his peers, his fellow artists, had to pay a price for it.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.